Hello, gorgeous Aquarius. How are you guys doing? Welcome to your weekly reading with me. So we are just going to dive straight in. As I've been doing lately, I have a sound bowl here. I'm just going to give it 3 little taps. So if you want to listen to that and you want to get aligned before we dive into the messages, then feel free to listen to that. But if you do want to skip ahead, then you can do that also. All right, but I'm going to get started. So let's sit in your energy, Aquarius. Let's give this 3 taps. Let's go. Alrighty then, let's dive into your messages, guys. Let's see what's going on for you. All right, for my gorgeous Aquarian spirit, what messages do you want to pass on to them? Let's see. I was going to say pass down. What messages do you want to pass down to Aquarius? Let's see. Alrighty then. So you have loyal hearts. This literally just came out for Capricorn. So you could have that in your chart. Could be dealing with one. Maybe there's something in Capricorn reading for you. So I like for you guys to have your own independent cards. So I'm going to give you one more because I just feel like it. So let's see. But either way, the loyal hearts coming out for this week, it does suggest that there is something to do with love. So whether you're meeting amazing people, loyal people, these are people who have your back. This does suggest a little bit towards romance, but of course it's a general reading. It can also be in terms of your soul tribe, right? These are the stable rocks in your life, people who support you, who love you, care for you, who've got your back. Now you have a never-ending story as well. So I wonder if they're aligned, like, and connected, or if they're different. You could be waiting for love to come into your life. You could be a bit uncertain about how someone feels towards you, even though you feel a strong connection to them. Or there could be other areas of your life that you're feeling a little bit like I feel stuck in a cycle here. I feel like I'm not having the answers in time. I'll get into this separately, but just finishing off what we said about loyal hearts, you're really understanding who's your friend and who's not, basically, who's really there for you and who you align with and who you don't. So that's an important theme. The never-ending story card coming in is an interesting one because sometimes with this card, it does feel like you're stuck in a never-ending story. This is when we put too much fixation on the time of something, or we're just hyper obsessed with having something, right? So we're just like, I just need this, I just need to know, and I just need this, and I need it right now. This is saying something's going to happen in its own time. I'm speaking generally because I don't know what it is yet, but let's say you're waiting for someone to say something to you, or you're waiting for a specific job, or I don't know what it is, or maybe you're waiting for love to come into your life. Whatever it is, okay? It's going to come in its own timing. Divine timing is at play here. Okay, sorry, Aquarius, just a little interruption there. But as I was saying, something's going to happen in its own timing, divine timing, okay? So it's best to kind of let it be, let it happen in its own time so that you can be free, right? Otherwise, we keep ourselves stuck to something. I always say with this card, she has these beautiful wings, but she's not using them, right? So there's an element of freedom here. You can go have fun in other areas of your life whilst this is kind of transforming itself, right? It's slowly unfolding by itself. Otherwise, we kind of look at her life is drained from her. She's looking pale, she's looking gray. So there could be something happening during this week that you're feeling really kind of fed up with, and it's kind of creating a bit of an obsession. Okay, I'll see how that might be coming up for you, but it does feel like you're in anticipation for something, so you're stuck waiting by the phone or waiting by the clock, basically. And let's see what that is for you as we keep going. So again, the advice being there with this card is go have some fun, right? Go enjoy things outside of whatever area this is. Okay, anything else for Aquarius during this week? Broken heart. Painting a bit of a picture here for some of you. Some of you are wanting love. If you're single, then you could be wanting new love, but broken heart, maybe some of you are waiting for a past person, or if you've had a bit of a breakup or a falling out with someone who you believe is this loyal heart, then this is something that maybe you're upset about. It could suggest that some of you, this person will come back into your life and you know that, but it's going to happen in its own time. So again, as I said, go have fun, set yourself free from this because it will happen in its own time. Second of all, if it's not to do with a past person, it could just be love in general, right? You're feeling a bit stuck in this area of your life. Broken heart coming in, a bit of sadness coming through. We will dive into that and see what that's about. But it does feel like this is more in your romantic life. But let's move on from that. Let's see, what else for Aquarius? What's going on for Aquarius? Now is a lucky time, so that's interesting. And I wonder if that's what it is. You're hyper focused on one area of your life that you're forgetting to have fun in other areas. And this is an interesting card because I'm like, hello. We got a lot of weird, kind of deeper or more harder energies that you're dealing with, but they're like, hey, now's a lucky time, so you're not feeling it, but it definitely is in other areas. Okay, not with this specific thing. Spirit doesn't want to touch on it right now. It's going to happen when it needs to. They want you to focus more on the other things. There's other luck in your life. Maybe your work is going well, but your love life is not, or maybe other areas. Anyway, let's see what else. I think we got one more Moonology card, and then we'll dive into the tarot and get into the details. Well, let's see. For Aquarius, please, Spirit. Oh, is my deck upside down? No, so that's interesting. New moon in Pisces, so a new beginning is at hand. It says attuned to the divine, so it's in Pisces, which again is a very intuitive sign. So it is kind of about connecting to spirit, connecting to your inner self, connecting to your intuition, if you will. Because it came reversed, probably the sadness or this obsession over something and the timing of something is creating this, I mean, it makes sense, disconnect from spirit, because instead of trusting in spirit and relying on spirit, you're maybe taking matters in your own hand or trying to force things, or again, you're in fear, which is a lack of faith, right? So that's interesting. So attune to the divine, trust, tap into your own energy. You are also part of the divine, so you are divine too, so make sure you're tapping into that part of yourself. Anyway, new moon suggests a new beginning, so let's dive into your tarot and see what they're trying to say. All right, please, Spirit, for the overall energy of the upcoming week, 26th to the 1st of June, what is the energy of the week? What's the overall energy of the week? Judgment, truth, clarity, letting go, release. Wow. Four of Wands, again, could be around reaching a goal here, something that you've wanted to accomplish or achieve. Let's see. It makes sense with what we were saying, letting it go. Go have fun in other areas. Allow this to be surrender, okay? Judgment does pose as a bit of like, I always see this as like learning the lessons of this last phase of your life so you can level up and ascend, which makes sense with that new beginning. Okay, but let's see what they're talking about. All right, why is Judgment here? Truth, clarity, reconciliation, all these things could be coming through for you also. It's also about a divine calling, so I wonder if that's important for you this week. Anyway, major arcana, it's major energy. Let's see, why is Judgment here in the overall energy? Two of Pentacles. Why is Judgment here? Why is Judgment here as the energy of the week? Okay. Three of Pentacles and a Hermit. Okay, one card to represent these two because I feel like they're aligned. Interesting how this came up on top of this, because Ace of Pentacles, this could be really about collaborations and partnerships, because Ace of Pentacles really can be work related, money related, a new stream of income or a new work idea, new seed to plant in terms of business, career, finances. But because it's coming on top of loyal hearts, again, it could be business wise and collaboration wise, but it could be, what it is that you're desiring, which is a stable relationship, stable partnership in general. I'm going to keep it general for you there. And then one for the Hermit, because this feels like your inner world and how you're feeling outside of this. Work life looks pretty good, to be honest. Two of Pentacles, you probably have some decisions here, and you're learning to balance maybe a few things, a few different projects or different jobs. Three of Pentacles is kind of a step up from that, which I like. I see a lot of progress in this area, which is nice. So Judgment, again, could be suggesting here that you're on the right path in this area. That there is something new and inviting coming through. So maybe there's an invitation coming through in your work life or money life. I don't know. Three of Pentacles, building a foundation, collaborating with others. So I do see a good partnership coming up for you in that area of your life. But why is the Hermit here? This is about deep reflection, introspection, spending some time alone, maybe feeling lonely. And that might be why. I wonder if these are similar, because they kind of almost look similar. You're kind of sick and tired of being up here in the Hermit energy. That can also be a bit of dark night of the soul, that you could be going through a little bit of darkness in general. You could be going through a bit of a clouded phase. Don't know why that's coming through. Okay, let's see. Why is the Hermit here? Oh, interesting. That's like that. So what's hiding is the truth, right? Because that's not supposed to be that way. It's almost hiding. And that truth seems to be able to set you free from your mind and not overthink. Now, what I think you're overthinking is, am I on the right path? Because the Eight of Wands for me, I mean, it could be that you're expecting communication, right? because that is there. We've said that already. But Eight of Wands for me is like moving in the right direction, right? And maybe things have been moving slowly, which again, relating to timing, and that's been kind of throwing you off. But I want to say that you're in the right direction. You're moving in the right direction. Okay, you're on the right path. So that's one thing I'll say. So a little shake off that energy there. It's just that it's not happening in a fast pace, because the Eight of Wands is about quickness. And because it's not fully in the upright, oh, look at how that was underneath it. The Five of Wands, conflicts. Conflicts of the mind, right? Interesting how this is an energy that I always say is round and round, so it makes sense with never ending story. So interesting. That's very interesting. This is basically the never ending story, stuck in a cycle, repetitive cycle. Mental conflict could be as well. And the Eight of Wands was hiding it. You're going in the right direction, but this is a blockage, I would say. This round and round way of thinking. I'm gonna see what that is about. But that was very interesting. Moving in the right direction, but Five of Wands. One more for that Hermit. Five of Swords. Something needs to change here for sure. Maybe again attuning to the divine makes sense with the Queen of Cups. Listening to your intuition, listening to your heart and your feelings, and paying attention to what they're telling you, because there's a truth here that I think is important. Five of Swords, Five of Wands. Necessary changes are needed here. Five of Wands could be a conflict and an argument. Both of these cards could be, and maybe this is something that you're feeling a bit obsessed about, right? You feel like you need communication, you need clarity or something. So there's different areas of your life, like I'm saying here. Okay, let's dive into your energy and hope it makes a bit more sense. Let's see. What is the energy of Aquarius? How are they showing up during this time? Remember the judgments, releasing and surrendering, okay? Allow something to unfold in a way that it needs to. What's the energy of Aquarius during this week? Energy of Aquarius during this week. Queen of Wands, okay. Six of Swords, so you're moving forward, okay. This is a good card, I love it, but I'm getting a bit suspicious about it because I'm seeing like these elements here. But the Queen of Wands is about confidence, okay? Being creative, right? Looking at the positives here. Really good again for career in that area, passions, projects, speaking up about your ideas, shining out as your best version of yourself, being being attractive, and not just physical appearance, although it does represent that, but it's also about being attractive like a magnet to the universe. So it's a good energy. So why is it, I'm like, I'm umming and ahhing about the blockages that are going on here, but we'll dive into that. Queen of Wands and the Rabbit makes a bit of sense here that this is a lucky time for you, especially in terms of creativities and endeavors in terms of that. But let's see. Strength, confidence, being bold, assertive. That's how you're showing up, Aquarius. Being unique in your expression, authority, right, Queen? There's something suspicious around here. It feels like not everything does it seem so. Okay, but let's see. Why is the Queen of Wands in the energy of Aquarius? Why are they showing up like that? Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, things are moving slowly. That makes sense. Queen. Okay, so even though this is what's going on, I think you're dealing with it well. Okay, like even though you probably have a little lapses or you go back in that spiral again. The Knight of Pentacles says you're making progress. So if you're still thinking about something, or you're still, waiting around or feeling a bit, depleted in whatever this is, you are making progress. So give yourself some grace around that. Seven of Wands, despite how things look right now, you are protecting your peace. You are kind of keeping up with the tasks that are at hand. You could be very busy this week, but Seven of Wands is like there's a lot up against you. At least it feels like it, whether it's pressure, whether it's just energy, you're staying afloat, which I like a lot. Okay, and a Temperance being here. You're staying balanced here, which is important. I'm going to clarify that broken heart for you as well, but maybe I'll do that now. Can I get one card out for that broken heart card? What is this broken heart? Strength. That's interesting. So this is something that you're pushing past, right? Broken heart with strength is that you went through a very difficult, heartbreaking situation, a lot of pain, but strength here says that you have the strength to push through, right? And you put yourself back together again, is what I'm seeing, like a puzzle piece. And that lamb represents new beginnings, and spring, which represents new beginnings as well, which is here. So Okay, you're being bold and assertive, you're making progress in your life. And I wonder if this thing that's here is something that you're still healing from. Can I get one card out to understand specifically what the never-ending story is? What is the never-ending story in the life of Aquarius? King of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. A loyal partner, right? This is literally loyal hearts. Could be a specific person, could be an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Long-term life partner. Okay, you are moving towards it. Okay, I would say it might take some time, a little bit more time, if you're single, for example, but whatever you're waiting for is going to take a little bit more time. It could even be your own stability, feeling happy and in love with life around that, but I do feel mainly it's about loyal people. So you'll get there in the end. I say a few more months before you get there, so keep holding on. Okay, but remember, focus on other areas of your life as well. Okay, anything else we have to say about the Queen of Wands? Flip if yes, don't if no. Is that the Five of Pentacles I just saw? Four of Wands, that's pretty nice. Again, that coming on top of the rabbit spirit is beautiful because it does represent reaching goals, celebrating life. So that's really nice. Is this the Five of Pentacles though? Yeah, it is. So even though you're showing up as a Queen of Wands, again, I didn't quite believe it. I think you are that energy, but the Five of Pentacles is like, do you believe you are that energy? This is the same as this, right? When a situation comes up or that same question comes up, it does make you feel a bit left out and cold, or, you know, like an opportunity is not really going to manifest for you like you felt it would. There's a bit of disappointment, but I think you're jumping the gun a little bit here. As I said, it will happen in its own time. So Five Pentacles, dealing with your self-worth, dealing with whatever the Five Pentacles is for you is important. I think it's more a situation that's not yet unfolded is creating this judgment of yourself, that maybe I'm not good enough, or, you know, I feel like there's a bit of, it's something that you're internalizing at times. At other times you're able to protect your peace and create that bubble, which I love, but other times, you know, it does kind of get to you, whatever it is. Okay. All right. But anyways, remember, celebrate, enjoy the other things that are going on in your life. As I was saying, let's look at your challenges. What is a challenge showing up for Aquarius this week? Page of Wands. I'm going to clarify that for you. Why is this here in a challenge position? Emperor, Two of Swords coming through here. So what is the Page of Wands doing? The Magician. Now, I always say the Page of Wands reminds me of children when they're like, I'm going to be this when I'm older. And it's just the most like impossible thing that we would say as adults. Like, okay, yeah, right. But like children, they have this beautiful innocence about it. And so I want you to believe in the impossible, especially with the Magician coming through on top of attuned to the divine spirit, is literally telling you can have whatever you like. Two of Swords though in the Emperor means you need to shake off whatever this is. I know it gets you stuck, whatever it is. You need to make a decision about it and cut it out and learn to trust and take control of your life, right? Whatever it is. And you know that already. I don't need to tell you. But the Emperor is about taking control, being strategic, being in control, and taking the lead in something. So maybe there's a major business decision you guys need to make, and it's something that's been getting on your mind for a while. But as I said, I feel like you just need to allow time to do its thing. So in this case, I would say it's time to block out this thing that's creating pressure or insecurities or overwhelm. Okay, so they want you to believe in the impossible. That's what I'm getting with that energy. Tap back into your inner child, have more fun with life, like I was saying earlier. That's going to be your challenge here. Okay, so what's the advice then, please, for Aquarius? What's the advice? Five of Pentacles, that's coming back up again. They want you to deal with that. We'll see what that is. Okay, what other advice do you have for Aquarius? The Wheel of Fortune. Anything is possible. That's literally what that card means. Miracles can happen at any moment. When this card comes in as advice, I always say expect the unexpected. And if you're expecting the bad, then start expecting something different, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune can turn in your favor at any time. It's a card of luck, expansion, growth, because it's ruled by Jupiter, but also and miracles, right? Beauty, beautiful things like luck, you know, it's just expansion and all that good stuff. So instead of counting your failures or assuming the worst case scenario, start assuming the best case scenario, okay? Because this, especially if you've been going through a difficult phase financially, feeling alone, left out in the cold by life, or maybe it's a hard time between you and a partner, things are changing. And maybe that's the advice here, is to know that. Five of Pentacles, why is this the advice? What's the advice around this? Apart from dealing with, self image, Six of Pentacles is interesting. Oh, powerful here. Sorry, as you can see, I got a bit excited. They're outside of church in this card, which would represent faith. It doesn't mean that you have to be religious. It could be feeling outside from the universe, right? You're feeling disconnected, like we were speaking about. So for this to come on top of the new moon attuned to the divine, they're saying you're not even opening that door. The door is always open. In this card, the light is on inside. There are people that are waiting for you to come in. They can't... It reminds me of a quote. It's probably not the best one, but it's like, you can take the water to the river, but you can't make it drink, or whatever the saying is. And I feel like that's Spirit's way of describing you. You're the stubborn horse where it's like, they're there, but maybe you've not been doing your practices. Maybe you've not been praying. Maybe you've not been, giving a little in terms of maybe attuning to the divine, meditation, anything that helps you to connect. It's different for everyone. Spending time in nature, being charitable, or trusting, whatever it is. Six of Pentacles is an equal exchange. You got to give a little to take a little. So this is suggesting here you need to start opening that door, walking through it at least, which is interesting. Five Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. They're there, ready to give you whatever it is that you're wanting, but you're a bit disconnected right now. So Spirit really wants you to connect back to them. Trusting is giving a little, right? Saying, do you know what? And even with judgment, giving it to God is so important, or to the universe, whatever it is, to source, spirit, whatever. Trust, surrender it, let it go, give it to the angels, all right? Let them deal with it. That's what I'm getting here. You don't have to bear the burden alone. Anything else with that? The Devil and the Five of Cups. So this is just fear that is just kind of plaguing the mind here. The Devil is low vibrational energies. It's things messing with your head and feelings and emotions. Five of Cups is disappointments. Again, another couple of fives. So there's a lot of major changes that are needed right now for you in your daily routines, your daily habits, spending at least 6 days a week, you need to be showing up with something. And I wonder if that's meditation or just praying or sitting with Spirit for a little bit. I feel like your connection is important. I want you to show up a bit more. Open the door, walk into that sacred space, create that sacred space. Like an altar could be important. I don't know. Anyways, Five of Cups, disappointment, sadness. The Devil here is like playing with your feelings, focusing on the negatives, right? And dwelling, that's what the energy is. So the Chariot, why is this advice? Ten of Cups. This jumped on top of lucky time. Now the lucky time. This is happily ever after, the rainbow after the storm. Everyone's happy, community, happy family. This is you reaching your goals and emotional fulfillment. So there we go. They're saying that is possible. So I wonder why these two jumped up reverse. I wonder if it's like you don't have to work so hard or push so hard towards having happiness. I wonder if that means something to you. I'm going to clarify, why are these reversed? Can I understand that a bit better? Why is this reversed? The World and the High Priestess. Spiritual connection, opening up to the divine, the World. I'm picking up very intuitively. I don't know if any of you are going to experience nausea this week. Anyway, the World is a brand new beginning, right? Clean, fresh start, ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new one. And I just really get the sense here, there's a sense of ease, right? Your connection to Spirit and, of course, healing within yourself and all that stuff and vibing at a high vibration is important. And that takes work. But I feel like maybe you've been feeling like, okay, when I get this goal done, I'm going to be happy. Like this never ending story. Of course, you're not going to, because there will always be another goal. So I feel like this is a lot of work. And I feel like because it's reverse, it's telling you, you can have this and have this lucky time just based on your connection and your trust in Spirit, and maybe letting go a little bit of the reins here so you can have fun, bring more happiness into your life. You can have this now. This will happen in its own time. Anyway, trust your intuition. I feel like you know that already. Does that make any sense to you? Okay. Because this is coming up with the Wheel of Fortune as well, as I said, maybe you've been not seeing a lot of result. Maybe your finances have not really been growing as much as you'd like it to. You're not reaching the goals that you'd like to. You're not seeing a lot of result. That's changing. It's a new beginning here. One that's going to make you very happy. So now's a lucky time. Now's a blessed time for you. But be more open to spirit for sure. All right, my angels. So I hope that's helped you in some way. Today's readings have been kind of difficult for me to read. They seem like very complex, which life is. So it makes sense with that. At times that it's not so straightforward, but I send you my love. I hope today has given you some guidance. And if it did, let me know in the comments. But aside from all that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time, okay?